Hi, you're watching Dog Ear Musings, and I'm Monika, and it feels like it's been forever, but I'm back. And today I'm going to be talking about a high fantasy novel that was written, I believe, a year or so ago by Tasha Suri. It is the first book in her Burning Kingdom series, which is a trilogy, and the book is called The Jasmine Throne. And I was really lucky. I got to do a buddy read with a friend of mine who also does YouTube videos. We'll link their channel below, Kushi Kishore, and it was really fun getting to read this book together and discuss every week. Now I'm excited to get to discuss this book with you. Tasha Suri is British and Punjabi, and she is a award-winning novelist, and she actually won Best Novel in the World Fantasy Awards, which is a really big deal. So Tasha Suri kind of draws inspiration from finding fantasy in everyday life. She's written a lot of essays on doing that in kind of world building, which I thought was really exciting because you can definitely tell that that is a strength in her novels. It's just like the sense of fantastic within the worlds that she creates. And she also draws inspiration from South Asian history, which you can also see in this South Asian inspired story. So what is Jasmine Throne about? It's an epic fantasy. So we have a variety of characters, so many characters, that kind of span throughout the novel and explain the world and situation for the characters through these multiple point of views. This kind of split perspective really shows us the political turmoil that Suri creates. This is a political driven narrative between a couple of kingdoms who are grappling with the control of the empire and a magic system that is at once taboo but also is kind of trying to gain a little bit of control as well. There is a plague, there are gods or like semi-gods, and there's family drama. It's got it all. And that is kind of the basis of the Jasmine Throne. It also has some romance, specifically some sapphic romance, between two main characters. One is a young woman who is a maid who's trying to kind of like figure out her own personal history and her own magical history that she's trying to grapple with, and a princess who she is kind of guarding in this tower, and they both fall in love. So what are the cons of the story? In a book like The Jasmine Throne, in a kind of epic fantasy, there are so many characters, and this can be really exciting because it can kind of like split the story up and you have a bunch of unique perspectives to gain more of a sense of what the story is, and kind of it gives you more of a scope of the world. But kind of what I found lacking in this first book was the relationship building component of this book. The kind of essence of why, or the stakes between these relationships, wasn't fully developed. And I'm kind of putting that on the fact that this is the first book in the series, and I'm excited to read the second and the third to see if these stakes were kind of more further developed and we kind of get a sense more into why these relationships are the way they are. Because of the lack of stakes in these relationships, the kind of climactic events in the stories lose their climax because the stakes that I was kind of looking for between these characters weren't fully developed. And again, maybe that will be a thing that will be able to fully be achieved in the next two books. And so what was the pros of this book? I think Tasha Suri is amazing at world building. The magic that she creates is really vivid and exciting. I also really enjoyed the premise of the story. So the multiple kingdoms that are vying for leadership, the political intrigue. I thought these aspects of the story kept me wanting to turn the page. And kept me really intrigued in the story. I found the best part about this was the buddy read aspect, getting to read this with a friend and really get to feel excited about the moments that were high intensity and also kind of get to vent about the characters. It was really, really fun, and I'm excited for my next one. Anyway, this has been my review of Tasha Suri's Jasmine Throne. I'm Monika, and you're watching Dog-Eared Musings. Happy readings.